to the Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast with your host, Dr. MyRon Edmonds.
Yo, we here.
What's up? What's good with you? What's good with you, doctor? Good doctor. The good doctor.
Yo, man, we about to shake up. We about to shake up the whole virtual world right now, baby. The Get Your Shift Together podcast is here on the map. Yes, sir.
We are here. Sir. We are here.
We here. Listen, fellas, y'all come on here and y'all holler at your boy. I'm here with the one and the only. Listen, y'all done forgot. Y'all done forgot about DJ Walk. You know what I'm saying?
Man, how could they?
Man, they just pigeonholed you, man. They said, man, this dude is only a DJ, man. We don't know what this. I mean, come on, let the bros know that you got the thing going, boy.
Listen, I am here on the Get Your Shift Together podcast. Happy to be here.
Watch your mouth. Oh, watch your mouth, boy. Watch your mouth.
Shift. Put the F in there, okay? Put the F in there. I know I'm a wild card, but we gonna be all right. The Lord is good. The Lord's good, right?
The Lord is good.
Hopefully a reoccurring guest.
Oh, yes, sir.
Co-host, whatever we gonna do, man. I'm just here for it. It's important.
Yeah, man. He definitely here for it, man. Listen, fellas, this podcast is all about you. This is podcast number 1. We did a pilot a few weeks ago. And we dropped it on YouTube. I want to encourage you guys right now, man. Y'all need to go on to YouTube. And subscribe. Subscribe to your boys right now. And stay with us, man. We about to get into everything, man. We get into everything.
This is a good.
You know what I'm saying? The ladies need to know that we got to have our own spot. You know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Listen, man, what's going on with you, man? Talk to me, man. Tell me what's going on in your life, bro.
Man, everything is good, man. Family's good. Wife is good. Kids is good. Wife is just moved into a new position with a great church in Cleveland, Ohio. So we're excited about that. We're excited about that in children's ministry. So I want to be a support to her in that role. So we're excited about that. Everything's good, man. All-Star is coming up in Cleveland.
That's huge, man. Is this our first time? Is this Cleveland's first time getting the All-Star game?
It's our second time.
Okay. It's the second time.
A lot of brands is coming to Cleveland, but a little hot topic. A lot of brands have kind of pulled back because of the weather here and just the area in Cleveland. So it's not a whole lot of activations going on, but it's enough. I know a couple of big brands is coming into town. So we're excited about that, man. So I got I have a day.
You're gonna be really involved in the All-Star game weekend. Yeah. You got seats?
I don't have seats. I wasn't blessed with seats, but I do got some things in the making. Possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure you could if you wanted to, man. Hook a brother up, man. Listen, man.
I got to hook myself up first. I'm going to look out for you.
Yes, sir. Listen, y'all talk to us in the comments, man. Who we got out here today? Yo, Jay, let me tell you, man, life been crazy, dude, man. I'm at that stage of life right now where my mom's, and I know you can relate to this, my parents are getting older. So, like, it used to be, man, when we got in trouble, we called them. And right. Now my mom, I'm headed over to your crib, man. We getting ready for the cast, man. And I get a call that they called 911, went over there to check on my mom. But I got to be honest. So my mom, I don't know if my mom watching, but so my wife, man, she be saying my family kind of dramatic. That's what she said. So my mom had vertigo, and she got real dizzy. So she called 911, but she at home alone. You know what I'm saying? She's in her 70s. Okay. So, she called. So, man, I don't know, man. I'm in that stage, man. You get it, man. Where you gotta look out for we looking out for them now, bro.
I'm in that stage too, man. It's a weird stage to be in, man. My dad, he recently lost my mom last year. So, it's a trying time, but at the same time, he's trying to find himself, right? So he's venturing back out into the dating world. And I said, listen, I need Kevin Samuels. If you are on here, get in contact with my father, please.
Well, hold on. Why you want Kevin Samuels to get in contact with him? No, he needs Jesus, man.
Jesus and Kevin Samuels mixed together.
Hey, I gotta. Since you brought that up, man, I gotta ask you, man. What's that like, though, man? You know, my father is remarried, so
Right.
It's hard to ever get used to that because when you've had a certain pattern of life and relationships, it's hard to make that adjustment. So I never really saw my dad date. He just got married, right?
Right.
But man, what's that like, man? When your dad, man, do he be hitting you up? Do he be like, yo, Jay, man, I need some advice, man, on how I'm trying to holler at this chick.
The crazy thing is the generation gap, right? So that's a major thing because the game has changed from when he was back out there dating, man. This is a vicious world that we live in right now.
Hey, what are you talking about? You can't take them out to the hamburger spot to drive-in movie no more. You gotta slide into the DM, bro.
Hey, man, or stay out the DM. How about that, man? Stay out those DMs, man. But it's crazy, man. It's been a crazy road. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's manhood, though, man. And listen, for all the brothers that's coming through, man, welcome to the Get Your Shift Together podcast. I'm Dr. MyRon Edmonds. This is my man, my partner. We here in Cleveland, the home of the All-Star game. My man, DJ Walk. And we got a serious topic that we're going to talk about today about fathers and their relationship with their sons. As you're coming in, man, holla at us, man. We got a couple of segments today that we're really going to dig into this. But, Jay, man, the thing is like nobody told me this part about manhood, man. Like the role reversal part where we like we taking care of them now. You know what I'm saying? That's weird. That whole thing, man, where they used to whoop your behind. And now, you know what I'm saying? You got to put them in check. I be seeing you check your pops, man. I be like, this dude, man.
Listen, man, it's crazy how the roles shift, and that's one thing that I'm kind of dealing with right now, man, because I still look up to my father, even though he's going through some things right now, but just having to pull his coattail on a couple of things, man, it's kind of like, wow, like, the roles have kind of switched to a degree, so just trying to be there for him and kind of guide him through this whole thing and this whole dating process.
Hey, well, listen, man, we're gonna bring my man in right now. My man Lance J. Let me tell you, man, we talking about an icon, man, a mogul in the sports world. Listen, this is a men's podcast. We gotta talk about sports. And man, without further ado, this is our sports segment. I'll be looking forward to this because I'm always expecting him to say something stupid.
Crazy.
Always disappoints me. He disappoints me every time. I'm expecting him to give up some foolishness. Hey, Jay, I was about to say something we said in high school, but I can't say that I'm sure there's some laws against that. But man, what you got today, bro?
No, you're a podcast, man. You're not regulated by the FCC, man. I know you're a pastor. Okay. You're a pastor, but you can drop the F-bomb, you can drop the 10-letter bomb, the 13-letter bomb. You go with all of that, man. But,
I can go with it.
But this is covered. This is covered by the Lord, so we're not going to.
It's covered. All right.
Man, I want to thank you. Hey, first and foremost, congratulations. On your new podcast, man. I think that this is fantastic. I love the men's night. I look forward to it every month. Really seeing all the brothers that were positively impacted by it and just having a safe space to talk about things that they're going through, whether it's family stuff, whether it's, we talk about vices, addiction to gambling, pornography, alcohol, all of that stuff. I know people here in Nashville that are a part of the winning circle and have talked to people in the streets about how it has helped them to really get out of some things that they were struggling with, man. So this stuff works. If you're out there listening, this works, man. Get with MyRon, sign up, get involved with it. It's definitely something that's worth your time. The second thing, Walk, is, I lost my mom recently, so I'm in the same boat as you, man. And I'm trying to get my dad prepared. I'm like, yo, Dad, you can't be back on the dating scene wearing Skechers, man. We gotta get you some Gucci loafers. We gotta get you right, man, because you wearing Skechers and sweatpants. Like we gotta find, when you're ready to get back into that, we gotta get you set up to.
Hey, man, not the
Tony
Romo Skechers, man.
Yeah, man, you got the Tony Romo Skechers, man. I was like, Dad, I know they're comfortable, man, but you're not gonna pull a fine 57-year-old tenderoni wearing those Skechers. So I understand, Walking, and my condolences and prayers. I've been following you on social media, so I know that you've been going through that, man. And it's terrible to lose a loved one and a parent, but when you have great relationships with your loved ones, they pour so much into you. So everything you do when you're out here doing your thing, when I'm doing my thing, you're carrying on the legacy of that loved one. And that's one of the things that kept me going through some of my darkest hours. But on the sports tip, man, I really had two topics. Everybody, Super Bowl this Sunday, you guys are in Ohio and you're in Cleveland. You're in the factory of sadness, the mistake on the lake. The city that actually called the 911 and said, "Hey, 911, there's a fire. Where's the fire? It's Lake Erie." They called 911 to put out the river, the Cuyahoga River. So, but we all know that Cleveland is the big dog in Ohio. Yeah, I know that you're not taking shots at Cincinnati, but unlike the Browns, the Bengals don't have a fan base, man. There's no fan base. It's like I know 6 people that are Bengals fans that actually care. If the Bengals win the Super Bowl, they'll have a Super Bowl parade with less than 5,000 people there. There'll be literally nobody there. They'll have to CGI and hologram people in like Donald Trump did when he got inaugurated to say that there was a bigger crowd than there was actually there. And the Rams are very similar, man. In LA, I lived on the West Coast for many years, man. In LA, you got Venice Beach. You got so much. You got Hollywood. You got so much stuff going on. You got the beautiful women. You people aren't worried about the Rams. They're not an organic team there. They were away for 20 years. So I think the Super Bowl is going to be a bit of a snoozer. I love Joe Burrow, but at the end of the day, I don't think that it's a national brand. It's going to be very interesting this year. I think the big topic in the NFL is what we were talking about offline, and that's what's going on with Brian Flores and the lawsuit. In the lawsuit of the NFL, that's such a huge story to me for two reasons. First and foremost, if you were a lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer, and shout out to my man, Alan Bozeman. I know Alan goes to church with you guys. But if I was trying to sue and do a class action lawsuit to say that there was discrimination, the fact that there's one head coach in the NFL out of 32 and 74% of the players are black, that would be a pretty good base starting line to be able to say that there's something systematic. Like it can't be a coincidence when almost 3/4 of the players are black and you have one head coach. And not only is it one head coach, but to be a head coach in the NFL, you have to be a Super Bowl winning head coach. Like that's the only way you can keep your job. It's like Denzel Washington or Remember the Titans when they said, hey, the first time you lose, you're going to get fired. So the standard is so skewed. And I think the second piece of that, there's always a worry. I know your hometown team, MyRon, I know that that's not your team, but, the Cobra Commanders in D.C. who besmirched the DMV and the Washington communists, some people are calling them the comrades, that just absolutely, vomited all over themselves just when you think that Daniel Snyder couldn't do something worse, whether it's RG&E, whether it's the field turf, whether it's the actual freaking stadium almost falling on Jalen Hurts and killing him and several other people. Just when you thought that it couldn't get any worse, they named their team the Commanders after a 2-year. I would love to be a fly on the wall in that consulting group. And after 2 years, those are the names that they came with. But, they're investigating Daniel Snyder because of a culture. Like the culture there is bad. Like literally, if you wanted to be a cheerleader for Daniel Snyder on the Skins when they were called the Skins, you had to go to his office and give him a topless dance. Like that's really something that's been alleged by cheerleaders. I got to say allegedly because MyRon's getting so big, I don't want to get sued, so I can't just say what I want. But there are people that have alleged that I went to Daniel Snyder's office and he asked me to get topless to be a cheerleader for the Redskins at the time. With these investigations, I think MyRon the NFL's worst nightmare is that they start subpoenaing records and they start subpoenaing all of the texts and all of the emails. Mm-hmm. And you have Jerry Jones on the wire using the N word and you have Daniel Snyder on the wire using the C word. And you have all of these different things. And that, I think with Kaepernick, we were very close to being done with football. I mean, a lot of us kind of boycotted for a while. Even me, I'm a football fan. I mean, I get paid to cover sports. If my guy, Jim Irsay, thinks that I'm a Sambo or some type of other pejorative term used for black people, I'm done with football. Like, I'm not going to watch it anymore. Like, I can't watch it if you're actually slurring me and I'm going to games and I'm buying jerseys and stuff like that. And I think that that's the smoking gun that the NFL is really, really scared of with. And I think that Brian Flores, if they're smart, I was talking to one of my friends, NFL has 32 teams. If I'm Roger Goodell, I'm like, hey, everybody pony up $3 million. That's $96 million. Let's give him $96 million to never speak again, to go away, make him sign an NDA. $3 million to the NFL owners is nothing. But I get Brian Flores out of there, man, because once they start chipping away at this, we know that we're going to find cavities in the teeth of the NFL. It's going to get very ugly. And I was curious what you gentlemen thought about that going into the Super Bowl.
I mean, I didn't think it was that bad, but you seem to suggest that this is a win-win situation for Brian Flores.
Yeah, he can't lose.
Yeah, but when you're watching sports talk, you don't get that impression because they're talking about how he had interviews for jobs and so forth and so on. But
the media, the Stephen A. Smiths of the world are owned by ESPN, who covers football. See, I'm independent. At Paragon 7 Studios, my deal with Urban One is independent. So I my word is my word. I'm not convinced, and I'm not knocking Stephen A. Smith. But if you work for Disney or you work for NBC, you're not going to bash the NFL because the NFL pays a third of your salary. Sure. So that's just bad business. But I think that independent people such as ourselves can kind of dig beneath the surface.
Yeah, I would venture off to say that I know they're going to find something.
Right.
I guarantee nobody wants to start uncovering emails, private conversations, right? Chats, it can, and not even on the racial side, but that as well, but just even other stuff that can be on there,
right?
Sexual stuff,
right?
Right. So
I don't think any of us, I can't put you guys out there. I definitely wouldn't want the chats between me and my friends from Columbus, Ohio and Pine Forge exposed and all of the misogynistic and lewd and profane. My mother would be turned over in the grave if she could read some of the things that I've posted. So, I mean, I don't think any of us want a rectal probe into our personal lives. But when the NFL, when you're talking about the Denver Broncos probably being sold between $4 and $5 billion, and teams like the Cowboys being valued at maybe $8 or $9 billion, the stakes are so high.
You seem to suggest that white billionaires, man, may have some skeletons in their closets. Man, that's hard for me to believe.
Just like me and you, man. Just like me and you. They got skeletons. The last thing, I know you got to move on, and looking forward to today's topic about relationships with a father. Just listening to Walk Talk. My relationship with my father's changed so much in the last 6 months. Like and you have moments where it's like we're almost peers now. Even though I look up to you, you're my father, but I'm putting you on 2022 game. You're still thinking it's 86 and it's 2022. So it's just interesting. It's been a great ride. I love and enjoy the time that I'm spending with my father and just really supporting him even more. But wanted to talk about James Harden and this Ben Simmons thing, and just I do a lot of sports talk, but as I've grown and matriculated, I'm doing a little bit more on my show every day on WOL in DC. I'm talking a lot about my experience as an executive, and I talk about leadership, and I talk about some of the things that I've done, building teams, things like that. And all I can say is, we as fans, we look on paper, we say, man, Kyrie, KD, Harden, they're going to win 70 games, man. They're going to breeze through the championship. And then we look at someone like Draymond Green and we say, man, he's kind of fat. He's kind of ornery. He really doesn't have a great J. He can't dribble. But Draymond Green is always where he's supposed to be on the court 100% of the time. So we as fans are tempted to look at, it's like when you, back in the day when Myron, you still in shape. I can't speak for you, Walk. I'm out of shape, man. I got bad knees. I'm not playing a whole lot of ball other than on 3-on-3. But there's always that guy, Myron, when we were at Pine Forge, that would pick up the wrong team in basketball. They get all of the guys that were the tallest guys in the school to run midnight basketball. And they didn't get no guards. They didn't get any shooters. They just said, I'm going to get all the guys that are 6'3". And it would be that team with guys that are 5'10", 5'9", but had the right pieces that would be on all night. They'd be playing for 6-7 games in a row. We got to look better than that as fans and as GMs, because if you look at the way that the Nets are constructed, you look at the way Ben Simmons, he has all the talent in the world, but he's dysfunctional. He doesn't get along with people. Kyrie doesn't get along with people. James Harden literally wore a fat suit to get traded from Houston. And as you build teams, you've got to build with character. You've got to build with people that like playing with each other and like the coach. You know, on paper, Steve Nash, Hall of Famer, you know, he's a great player, all of that. He's a complete deer in the headlights with the Nets. I mean, he has absolutely no business being out there with those guys. So I just think
he's a great example of white privilege, man. How he
definitely,
got that job,
definitely.
Mark Jackson is still sitting
doesn't
on
have
the
a job.
sidelines begging to have a job. We gotta close this segment out.
All
but
right.
I gotta say this. Listen, you have not made a prediction. And, you know, my thing with you and your takes is, and I know that you become very slick with it. So you say make such profound statements. It belies all the other things that you want to say that would put you under serious scrutiny. I want you to go out on a limb right now and tell us who's going to win the Super Bowl so that the next time you come on here, we can roast you. Who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Rams are a much better team. Rams should win by 20, but the Bengals are going to win because Joe Burrow has the witchcraft. He has the
all right, listen, guys. We're going to let him go.
As I go, my predictions are always wrong. So I'm picking the Bengals. That means the Rams are probably going to win by 30.
You see how he weasels in and out of that? We're going to let him go. Get out of here, man. This guy, man. I mean, listen, Last Jay always coming in here dropping the nuggets. We'll see, man. This is a big story, though. I think you're right, Jay. This whole story with Brian Flores is huge. And, you know, it's Black History Month. So who knows, man? But anyway, man, you got some stuff for us today, man. I'm excited about this. I'm excited. I like the sports segment, but I've been really looking forward to this segment right here on What's Bubbling on the Block with DJ Walk. DJ Walk, what's going on in these streets, man?
Listen, it's Black History Month. Give Flores a check. Okay, I'll start with that. Right, yeah. Give Flores a check, right?
Yeah.
So what's bubbling on the block? What's bubbling in these barbershops? What's the, per se, male hot topic today?
What's the male hot topic?
What's the male hot topic? What's the real hot topic for us men out here? Myron, I want to bring up a name. Do you know who Ray West is?
No, I don't know that name. It doesn't ring a bell.
Ray West. Okay. It seems like I'm frozen a little bit, but I'm gonna keep
No, you good. You good on my end. Go ahead.
Well, on my end, I'm a little glitchy. Ray West is the father of Kanye West.
Okay. All right. Didn't even know. I never heard of him.
Exactly, because
I know Donda.
Exactly, right? We always hear Kanye talking about his mother and, you know, the female leadership in his life. Well, I'm just wondering, right? I'm watching this whole thing go down with him and his baby mama, his ex-wife, Kim Kardashian. And it's like watching a train wreck, right? It's gut-wrenching. He's texting, tweeting, putting out photos. He might go in a litigation with this woman to try to get some custody, and all this stuff could be used in court against this man. And we are talking about, me and my friends in the group chat, man, we're talking about, like, where is his father? Where is his day ones? Where is his close? Where is his John, right? Jesus had John. Where is his John to pull his coattails and be like, bruh, this ain't it. Right. All the early lessons I learned from my father about how to control your emotions. Don't think irrationally. Take your time. Back away. Right. Travis Scott, right? We seen what happened with Travis Scott. Why did he not learn from Travis Scott? Lay low. Get out the picture. Get out the picture. Lay low. Don't dive into it. He's running around here with Antonio Brown, who is recently pinned for having some mental health issues. Justin LaBoy, if you know who that is, he's a famous, how can I say this kindly? We'll just leave that alone.
He's a celebrity.
Well, he in his own right?
Yeah.
And so we're thinking like, man, where is his day ones to kind of bring him in, to pull him in? Because right now he's out here looking like a clown. And it's gut wrenching to say that because I'm a huge Kanye West fan. He's a huge,
yes,
right?
You are. You have rolled with that man. I'm actually surprised that you've been critical of him today because you have rolled with that man through thick and thin, through Trump and through everything.
I've been there, man. But on this, I just can't rock with him. I'm like, bro, what is you doing? Right? Where's your counsel? Where's your counsel? Where's your good friends? He needs to be enrolled in the winning circle because right now he's not winning. Listen, I even struggle with sliding in his DMs like, bro, you need a RNA. And what that stands for is a real ninja advocate. You need a real ninja advocate. Somebody be like, yo, bro, this ain't the move, man. Move. That's why it's so important to have those male figures in your life to kind of bring you in, to kind of give you good counsel. Because right now it seems like Brother West, man, he's not getting good counsel from anybody, you know?
Man, Brother West, man, is out here just rolling solo,
man,
just making moves. That, bro, what you're saying, man, is this is good stuff. Because, you know, one of the things I tell people all the time is I feel like a man should have at least three kinds of relationships with men. First, right. I think every man needs a father or a mentor, right? So somebody he looks up to. Then every man needs boys. He needs friends. He needs, you know, his aces, dudes that he can just be himself with. And then the third relationship, every man needs to have some young brother that he's pouring into, right? Definitely. You know, somebody that looks up to him. But the biggest one to me is that father figure. And man, when you said Ray White, man, you took me for a loop. I'm like, I don't know who's that. I ain't never
Ray West.
You don't Ray West. I'm sorry, Ray West.
You didn't hear about his daddy, right? You never hear about his daddy, right?
Man, so, yeah.
He had his dad in one video, the Follow God video, and I mean, from then, I mean, we've never even heard much about his father being in his life and being a mentor or someone that he could receive some type of counsel to. So just urging all my brothers out there that's fathers, man, pour into your sons, man. Give them these early lessons that they can use, because later on in life, we don't know what our sons will grow up to be. They could be president. They could be the next Kanye West. They could be very successful, but they need to pull. They need to pull back from these lessons that we should be instilling not only in our sons, but in the younger generation. So when they get in issues or drama or scandals or whatever happens, God forbid, they can pull from that, right? They can pull from that. Even if they don't use them, we can feel better knowing that we taught them, right? So,
bro, you saying something, man. Let me tell you, what I hear you really saying, man, is in a larger sense that it's almost like if you see a brother and he's going down the wrong path or he's making some decisions that's not wise, that you almost can say, man, there's got to be some disconnect with he and his father. Either his father is not worth a dime, you know what I'm saying? Or he don't got no other grown man in his life. And this is such a good point, because I think so many of us, we get to grown man stage.
Right.
And we feel like we grown enough to make our own decisions. I feel like this, man. I don't think there's ever a point in life, unless you get so old where you can't have no father figures, where a man doesn't need somebody that can veto his decisions, tell him, man, get your behind back to your house, man, do A, B, and C. And maybe you're right, man. Maybe the majority of our issues that we have in terms of how we manage our lives could be because, man, we don't got nobody to answer to, man.
Right. He needs to reach back to some of those OGs, man. Some of those OGs. Some of those guys I could say, hey, man, I don't care how rich. I mean, because I'm laughing, but I was going to slide in his DMs like, man, I don't care how rich you is, bro.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing from you.
Well, what's his relationship like with his father, though? I mean, maybe if Brother West was here right now, he may say, man, I ain't fooling with that ninja. I'm not fooling with him. I'm not fooling with him because he this, he that, or whatever. What would you say to a brother who has, everybody got a father, but 70% of us wasn't raised with him or don't rock with him, or maybe they was present and they was absent. I mean, what do you say if that's his excuse? Because that's a lot of brothers' excuses. I don't got nobody. I mean, what do you say to that?
I think that there has to be either an uncle, a close friend. I think this brother's issue is he's surrounded by a bunch of yes men, right? That's why.
But when you're rich and you got power, that's typically what ends up happening. Yeah.
That's why that winning circle is so important, man, to surround yourself with brothers that can pull your coattails. Another side of this is you got to be able to have your coattail pulled. You know, so you have to be open to counsel. So I don't know if that's
Kanye don't seem like he that type. You know what I'm saying? He don't seem like, your point is well taken, but he don't seem like that type. Anyway, Man, that's good stuff, man. What's
My
bubbling
God.
on the block? Listen, I'm looking forward to next week to see what what is the street saying next week?
Yeah, that's what they're talking about.
I should have known you was gonna come with Brother West. I don't know why. I saw the hat. You had the Donda on there. I should have known.
Yeah. And it hurts me. I love this brother, man. I got merch.
I know,
all over
man.
the place,
You love that, man. You love them too thick. If nobody else loves Brother West, if you're watching right now, if nobody else loves you, man, DJ Walk loves you. He's been riding with you, man, through your ups and through your downs, man. And this is a cry for help. Anyway, listen, we're talking about father-son relationships today. I saw an article today on All Pro Dad. This is Tony Dungy's website. Y'all know Tony Dungy, the Super Bowl champion, first black coach to win a Super Bowl. I believe he was, wasn't he? I believe he was. No, maybe not. Maybe I can't remember, but he's one of the only ones because it ain't that many. But everybody knows who Tony Dungy is. Coach the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then coach the Indianapolis Colts, and just a good guy. Yeah. Anyway, he has a website where he encourages men. It's called All Pro Dad. And I want to see what your thoughts are about this, DJ Walk, man. He gave 7 things. We're not going to look at all of them, but he said there's 7 things a son needs from his father. And man, I want to look at these first 2. So the first thing he says that a son needs from his father, and then you could just, whatever he says, the first thing he needs to see is that you love his mother. That every boy needs to see that his father loves his mother. I saw some research the other day that said that the number one thing that brings stability in the life of a child is the health of the relationship between the mother and the father. Now, we know we got some brothers out there, they're not with their baby mama, you know what I'm saying? They may have got another blended family situations. But I'm just going by what he's saying here. He's saying, man, that a son needs to see, first and foremost, that we love their mother. What are your thoughts on that, bro?
I think that's very important. I think that builds the foundation for how he treats women in his life. We all know that women has always been man's greatest downfall, right? Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it 100, man. Let's keep it 100. So you need to know how to
men's podcast, y'all. So this is what you're gonna get. This is a men's podcast. Yeah. You need to know how to walk
through that thing. And I think that a good foundation of a son seeing a healthy, productive and healthy relationship between him and his wife or him and his mother, I think that just builds that foundation. So when he starts to date or get involved with women, he has a great example to go by.
Man, he said in the article, and your point's well taken, he was like, if you're divorced or if you're not with, that's honestly, let's just be real. Everybody don't got the situation you and Juanita got where, y'all got children by each other, ain't no, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are typical nuclear, well, not typical, but you're a nuclear family in that sense. Traditional, I should say. But there's a lot of brothers out here, they got children in different sex. And what he's saying is he said, okay, even if you got a hostile relationship or a distant relationship or no relationship, he said that the son at least needs to see that you respect his mama. You may not love her, but you at least need to respect her. And I think that goes back to what you're saying. Like, how am I supposed to know how to treat a woman? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, where else would we learn how to treat a woman? You had great examples in your parents married for years. How long were your parents married? Over 40 some odd years. And it wasn't just a long marriage. You know what I'm saying? It was quality. You saw the best of life. I mean, there's some brothers, my parents are divorced. I'm just saying, like, I don't know where we in trouble. That's what I'm going to say right now, bro. Lil Jackson, he's a lucky. He better hang in there with his mama because, bro, listen, man, we in trouble because most dudes out there, this is not the case, and they have no example on how to treat a woman because they ain't seen this.
Yeah, but just what you're saying, brother. Where will they learn? So if they don't learn from their fathers, they're going to learn, man, from the things that drive the Black community right now. Media, music.
Oh, you saying something?
Videos. Back in the 60s, and 70s, what was real big? them black exploitation movies, man. We all thought that we was the back.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's
Dolomite.
I need to talk to the ladies. Come here, sweetie.
Superfly. Yeah.
You know, that's what we thought. You know what I'm saying? Well, not say, but that's what some of the generation thought, because they did not have that good example to show them, you know, this is how you love a woman. This is how you talk to a woman. This is how you respect a woman. And not even as far as love, but even just female relationships, like teachers. You know, we have our school systems, you know, how they respect their teachers, or just any male or any female figure in their life. You know, that all that is learned at that early stage in life, man, from the male role models, man, that you roll with, bro.
Bro, you know, it's funny what you're saying, man. I was reading in preparation for this. One of the things they say is that, man, almost like from a genetic perspective, that the influence of the father, even prenatally, right? That the influence on the father on the life of both boys and girls, that men are really the ones that help to formulate how relationships go. And so if you got a lot of broken men, or you got men that's absent, men that's, you know, sometimes, let's be honest, there's some brothers that's been kept out from the lives of their children. There's a lot of mothers out there, you know what I'm saying, that's angry at him, and they have found ways to keep them out of the lives of their children. I'm just saying, it puts us in a crisis. Number two, here's the second thing he said. And I think we can land the plane here. But he said, man, that 7 things you need from your son. And he said, first, you need to love his mother, then, or at least respect her. And then number 2, he said, he need to see you fail, not just succeed.
Oh, man.
Hey, let me tell you something about this.
Man.
I think failure is the best teacher, personally. I don't think success. Actually, when I say success, I think success is the overcoming of struggles. That's what I think it is. It's more learning than anything. Well, anyway, man, you know, man, me being addicted to porn and all that stuff, like my mindset was a little different. I said, man, you know what? I know I got this from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like if I like women like this, you know what I'm saying, to have these struggles and these issues.
Yeah, man.
Honestly, I had a conversation with my dad. I was just like, yo, talk to your boy. And honestly, man, I ain't gonna lie, that dude's such a G. Man, one of the best moments I ever had was talking to my dad about some real stuff. And you know, my dad is a preacher, your dad is a preacher, but It wasn't no religious conversation. He was just like, let me tell you what it is. And this is what I've been through. And this is what I've struggled with. I was like, wow, man, I had more respect for him. And so, man, and Cam, my son's 16 years old. I told that dude at 8 years old, we was on our way to school, the school your wife works at. 8 years old, man, I had to keep it 100 with him at his level. And I've been doing it ever since. Every time I get my son in the car, bro, the pro tip right here for the fathers with sons. Every time I get in the car with my son, it's just me and him in there. It's time to get butt naked, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be going there. I'll be lit. I'll be giving him all the game, the struggles. And man, I think that has helped our relationship in terms of him respecting. But there's too many of us out there faking, man. He need to see you fail, not just succeed. What you think about that, Jay?
Man, I just think that that's right on point, man, because I think your son needs to see how resilient you are, how you can bounce back. You know, if everything is all peachy keen, you know, he needs to see you go through something, even if it's not as dramatic as, like, you know, you losing the house or something like that, but just watching you get up, you know, and struggle every day, not as far as, like, you know, financially, but grinding, you know, on time, getting things done. You know, he needs to see you conquer the day, win the day. You know, I think that just ministers a lot to our sons and our younger dudes, man, who we rolling with. They need to see perseverance in us, man. So, you know, just overcoming on an everyday basis.
I like that. He needs the resilience. That's that social worker coming out of you. Resilience. Need to see some resilience.
Yeah, brother. He needs to.
Need to see an overcomer. Man, yo, I mean, and I just need to tell some brothers out here, like, I was talking to some guys yesterday, man, and they were all these guys are very successful. Listen, Jay, I'm talking to these guys. All these guys None of these guys said that I mean, what issues you got in your life. None of them said it was money. Like they said the number one issue, and these are all successful brothers. It was like number one issue that I'm struggling with right now, man, is how to connect with my son. That's what they said, man. How to connect. And I'm telling you, I was be real, man. I know we got to end, but I'll tell you this. And Jay, I'm telling you, because you got a boy and a girl, bro. What I found out, man, is the hardest relationship that I've had to cultivate has not been with my daughter. It has been with my son. I thought that was going to be the easiest because, you know, sports and all. And you know me and Cam, but I'm telling you, bro, it's been a big stretch, man, when he started becoming a teenager and really start trying to come into like his own, where, man, I almost lost him. My wife really had to because I was too busy trying to make a man out of him that I had lost the relationship piece, man. And anyway, man, so I had to come off that whole coaching, tough guy. You know, I didn't want him to be soft. My uncle said this to me. He said, man, you don't have to make him be a man. He said, you don't even have to teach him. He said, just be a man. He said, and he gonna catch what it is by looking at you. He said, man, your walk gonna talk more than your mouth. Like,
hey, man, just real quick, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man, that you saying that because, you know, my son is about to be 2 years old. You know, my son is 1. My daughter is 5. Right. And even at this young age, like this very, very young age, it's easier for me. And it's weird. It's crazy, but it's easier for me to kind of connect to my daughter, you know? And I was thinking like, you know, maybe it's because Jackson is breastfeeding, you know what I'm saying? He want to be on that thing. I want to be on that thing. He moving me out the way to get on. Like,
that's the problem. Hey, listen, y'all both of y'all fighting over that thing. That's why you jealous of that little boy.
I'm like, I'm trying to get on too, bro. Come on, man. It's, you know. But hey, it's real. It's real, bro. But anyway, so I'm just catching what you throwing because you know I'm noticing that right now because I'm basically was on the same thing that you were on. Like, you know, I gotta kind of be tough with him, you know what I'm saying, rough him up at this age because he ain't soft, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I'm really picking up, man, what you putting down, man. That's right on the money, bro. Right on the money.
Listen, father-son relationships, man, we can't underestimate them. And that's why we started this Get Your Shift Together podcast, talking about the father-son relationships. We're going to keep talking about this particular subject because it's so vital for men. Listen, fellas, the Get Your Shift Together podcast, if you don't know what we mean, we're not cussing. Shift means basically we want to win spiritually. It's an acronym. We want to win in our health and our wellness. We want to win in our integrity. We want to win with our families, and we want to have a tribe or a community. We can't do it alone. So listen, man, this is only going to be up for a little while, and then we're going to put it on our YouTube page. You can subscribe to my YouTube page. It's MyRon Live. Go to our YouTube page. That's where all the podcast stuff going to be. And we're going to be back here next week, man.
Next week.
Man. We out.
We out.
For listening to this episode of Get Your Shift Together Men's Podcast. For more information, please visit our website, menswinningscircle.com. That is, menswinningscircle.com. Let's win in the things that matter.